Lee. Tonight, the Bridgemen back in action as they welcome in Westwood Regional. The Cardinals are the visitors. Good evening, everybody. John Fanta here with you. Thanks so much for joining us on this Thursday night. Fort Lee and Westwood Regional. And for this Fort Lee team led by head coach Adam Schrager, they're looking to bounce back from a loss last night on the road. Coming to Riverdale, now taking on this Westwood Regional team. And here's some of the strengths of Fort Lee. Averaging over 44 points per game. How about over 5 steals per contest for the Bridgemen? As we take a look at the starting lineups entering this one, Isaiah Stang will be joined by Nathan Garcia and Devin Jang in the backcourt. And then Bem Ogadegbe, the sophomore guard, is another one to watch, 6'1". And to round out the starting lineups for the Bridgemen, it's Rafi Gekian, the junior forward. For Westwood Regional, Jack Santulli, he leads the way with Connor Roche, as well as Tyler Jackson, Anthony Constantides, and Matt DeMarco. That's the starting 5 for the Cardinals. So, it's Westwood Regional and Fort Lee, moments away from tip-off. We'll be back. Getting set for tip-off here at Fort Lee. It's the Bridgemen welcoming in the Westwood Regional Cardinals. Thursday night hoops from the Garden State. John Fanta with you and taking a look at the impact player in this one for Fort Lee. How about Bem Ogadegbe, the sophomore, averaging over 12 per game. You combine that with nearly 6 rebounds, 3 assists per game. He can do it all. Versatile player. And in his second season under head coach Adam Schrager, Ogadegbe is such an integral piece to this Bridgman squad. Fort Lee also has been charged by Isaiah Stang, the sophomore, who averages nearly 9 a game with 4 rebounds per game. He'll wear number 1 on your screen, Ogadegbe number 32. They do a coin toss for who has the ball first, and Westwood Regional will take the honors. We are underway for some Thursday night action. Jack Santulli, the point guard of this team under head coach John Santulli. John's been the head coach of Westwood since 2007. They answer it inside, and that's laid up and in. Opening bucket of the game for Connor Roche. Really nice set out of the gates. Corner 3 is good to get Fort Lee on the board. That one in and out. And the rebound picked up by Isaiah Sang. Devin Jang with the opening 3. Now a kick out pass to Garcia. He's long on this triple attempt. Offensive rebound, though, for Gaykean. Right wing. Pull up. Just short. Another battle for the board. And a scrum for it. Bridgman come out with it. Pull up is good. Devin Jang with the first 5 for Fort Lee. A great start for the true freshman. Jump ball is called. Possession arrow with the Bridgman. Now this Fort Lee team 0-5 on the season, looking for win number 1, and they've come to play. Ogadegbe running the point. Tight pressure here from Matt DeMarco. Here's Garcia, crossover. Jang's got the hot hand. Back to Garcia, kick out. Ogadegbe pull up. He's 0 for 2 to start. Great box out and the rebound for Westwood. Here comes Tyler Jackson, the senior. They flip it over to Santulli. Well, he knows what his team wants, being in the family. Head coach's son. Jack Santulli with the kick. The 3 is just short. From the hands of Roche, who has first 2 points for the Cardinals. Baseline drive. A lot of contact and no whistle blown. Here come the Cardinals again. Pull up J for Roche. The bank open after 7 o'clock here in Jersey. And so Connor Roche has all 4 for the Cardinals. Devin Jang has all 5 for Fort Lee, 5-4. Kick out to the corner. Good ball movement here from the Bridgman. Ogadegbe flips that one up, doesn't go. And it's an over-the-back foul. Called on Gaykean. A couple of substitutions here out of the gates. Edwin Fakik checking in for the Cardinals. And for Fort Lee, Xavier Martinez. Fort Lee in the home whites. Westwood in the road reds. 3 minutes in. Good start. Santulli with the bounce. Pull up is good. Matt DeMarco, the senior, that jump shot looks silky smooth for DeMarco. Navigating through the pressure, that teardrop is off. And Westwood looks to run. Fakik with numbers up ahead. Hesitation, but a travel is called on DeMarco. Another substitution here for Thomas Linares for Westwood. Checking in for Constantinidis. Linares, a junior, seeing his first action of the evening. Ogadegbe unable to hit. Westwood comes down with it. With a burst of speed, that one just off for Fakik. It's been a track meet pace thus far. Pull up, long for Gaykian. Fakik, the kick for three, swished home. Matt DeMarco with 5 points for the Cardinals. Gaykian answers. So the pair of big men showing off their range, and it's back to a 1-point game. Rafi Gaykian. Now another launch three, this one short from Fakik. Here comes Fort Lee. Ogunegbe flips it over to the left corner. That one just long. Offensive rebound, Gaykian. Second opportunity for Fort Lee. Adam Schrager saying pass and cut. He's looking for ball movement from his team offensively. Get that Westwood defense moving. And a turnover. Extra pass to the corner. Jackson. Just long. The feel for this game early on has been intense. These teams mirroring one another. 9-8, Cardinals on top. Pull up. Ogunegbe knocking it down, and Bem gives the Bridgemen an 11-9 advantage. Third three of the quarter for Fort Lee. Jackson the kick. Fakik can't hit. Ogunegbe with the rebound. He looks to run. Here comes Bem. Ogunegbe with the flip pass. To the right wing for three is short. On the break, that one sent away by Gaykian. Well, Rafi Gaykian and Bem Ogunegbe have been great in this opening quarter. Ogunegbe. That one just came off his hands a little bit short. Here comes Fakik again. Ogunegbe nearly stole his cookies from him, but's called for a reach-in foul. We've had barely any whistles in this first quarter. 1:42 left. Just the second foul of the quarter. Bridgeman with 2. Both those fouls in this game. So Santuli against a Fort Lee man-to-man defense look. Again inside, and it's to the corner. Pull up three. Rims out. Isaiah Stang with the board. Garcia off the dribble. Was just long on the three, but got a wide open look. Taken back by the Bridgemen. Kick back out, and a blocking foul is called. It's called on the floor. That all started because Quentin Graham willed his way to the basketball underneath the rim. It looked like Westwood was going to come up with the stop and the ball, but Graham just took it out of the hands of Konstantinidis. Great inside-out dribble penetration to find shooters for Fort Lee in this opening quarter. Final minute of the opening frame. Bridgeman up 11-9. And a traveling is called on Stang. And that's exactly what Adam Schrager has been talking to us about. He wants to see his team be unselfish, move the ball. That's a deep three for Connor Roche. He hit that from a different area code. To the corner, extra pass to Stang. Fight for the rebound. It goes to Westwood with 34 seconds left in this opening quarter. Again to the elbow, now in the paint. flipped up, doesn't go. To the floor, and traveling call on Constantinides. So Fort Lee will have it, down a point, down one, with 14 seconds left in this first quarter. A great opportunity to try to grab the lead. It's these little moments that can lead to that first win, which is what Fort Lee's looking for tonight. 5 seconds left. Baseline drive. Toss back out, stolen away with one. Half-court heave off the backboard, although it was a good attempt by Connor Roche from distance, and we are 8 minutes in. Just 3 total whistles in that first quarter. A track me pace, plenty of threes launched, each team with 3 apiece. The first 5 points of the game for the Bridgemen scored by Devin Jang. And an interesting start here at Fort Lee as this Bridgeman team came out with a good defensive approach on the interior. Westwood's hit some deep shots. And the reason why Westwood is up by 1 right now is Connor Roche hit a shot from the yellow line that is about 7 feet off of the 3-point line. He hit a very, very deep 3. And that's how it's 12-11 Cardinals after 1. As we said, Westwood won that coin toss, so their ball here to start this second quarter. Rob Karsich, a true freshman for Westwood, running the point here. Karsich with the give and go, and he's fouled. Got the give from Zach Rahman, who's also entered. And the senior finding the freshman. The freshman will head to the line. On the floor right now for Westwood, Tyler Jackson, the senior. Zach Rahman, the senior, at the line. Karsich, the freshman, misses the first. Anthony Constantinides in to start this second quarter. He's starting the game. And Connor Roche, who had a hot first quarter. 1 for 2 for Karsich. For Fort Lee, Ogadegbe at point. Quentin Graham still on the floor as well. Rafi Gakian. Joe Mees is in now, and he's in the corner. Graham heaves. That one way off, and a scramble for it. Fort Lee coming out with it. Roche into Rahman. Back to Roche, who's got great range. Entered inside, flipped up, and another foul. They'll send Rahman to the line. First one goes for Rahman. Getting to know Adam Schrager, graduate of Hofstra University. He was born in Massachusetts, was a member of the 1991 Division II Massachusetts State Championship boys team. 2-year letter winner in high school as well, and he's coached for 20 years before joining the Bridgemen as their head coach and coming over from Texas. He's got a great family. His wife talked about how much she supports him. And now here at Fort Lee, 4-point game, the Bridgemen in need of a bucket. And a reach-in foul is called on Roche. That's his first. And the thing about this Fort Lee team this year is they're young. As Adam Schrager told me a couple days ago, they're in a learning phase. At times, he's got 2 sophomores and a freshman on the court. Only really has 1 senior who starts and plays. And so you have a lot of youth. They had to have a virtual team meeting on Monday due to the big blizzard or Lena that packed a punch on the New Jersey area. More than anything, Coach Schrager telling me what stands out to him is what his kids continually do in the classroom. The grades are good. Virtual classes, a new normal, tons of different things happening. And these kids have adapted, and credit to them. And now they're getting to play the sport they love. Offensive rebound down low. It'll stay with Westwood. Just 2 minutes into this second quarter. Fort Lee yet to score in the second. 4-point game. Roche has great range. This one's long, and we've got an over-the-back call on Rahman. Fouls at this point. Bridgman with 4. Cardinals with 2. So not in danger of any foul trouble here or being in the penalty. Nathan Garcia, senior at the point right now. That one senior that they look to. Kick out 3. Gakian hits his second 3. And the Bridgemen are back within 1. On the other end, Fakik. Woo! The threes are a-flying in Jersey on this Thursday night. 18-14 Cardinals. Skip pass is picked off by Westwood. Looking to run now. Santulli stuck. Bounce pass on over to DeMarco, and they pull it back out to Fakik. Santulli thought about it. Drive, spins, laid up and in. Beautiful move and bucket for Jack Santulli. Right to the rim and had tremendous maneuverability. This is Westwood Regional's largest lead of the evening. Now an offensive foul is called on Isaiah Stang. And that's exactly what Adam Schrager's been looking for from his team, is to avoid those one-dimensional possessions. He said, when you're young, you're still trying to learn to play with each other. And he said, we're still taking those steps. Pull up from the left wing, got deflected, and Stang tips it up ahead. Here's Jang. Had his attempt stripped by Santulli, who was just out of bounds. Oh, great job by the senior to just get his hand in there. Seasoned veteran Jack Santulli's been great, making an impact in this second quarter. Traveling violation called on Nathan Garcia. Adam Schrager telling his team they've got to stop turning it over. When they've gotten a shot off, they've been able to shoot the ball well. Skip pass over to Fakik. They've gone zone. Pull up Jay. A friendly bounce, and it goes for Matt DeMarco, the senior. In the corner. Bridgman need a bucket. That one went off the backboard off a deflection. It'll stay with Fort Lee here on the baseline. Stang will inbound. Turnovers have been the issue for Fort Lee. Garcia flips it back out to Stang. Ogadegbe. Corner 3 is just short. Offensive rebound, though, for Gakian, who flips it back out, and that one is good. Bem Ogadegbe. Westwood just comes right back up the court. That doesn't fall for Linares. All of a sudden a burst from the Bridgman. Teardrop. Just short for Jang. Well, Westwood's getting the pace they want. That one rejected. Sent away by Gaykian. Jang hits it home. Devin Jang, the freshman. He's got 7 of his team's 18 tonight. Back to a 4-point affair. That one stripped and taken away by Isaiah Stang. Stang with a head of steam. Stang the Euro. Great defense by who else but Santulli, who goes behind the back. In the lane, Santulli can't put it in. Bridgman with the board. They've got numbers. Stang pulls and hits. Isaiah Stang gets the Bridgman within 1. A 7-0 surge by Fort Lee. Flipped inside. Put up and in. Linares. And we've got a timeout. 24-21. Cardinals on top by 3. A back and forth first half from Fort Lee. $1:46 to go in this first half. And credit to the Bridgmen because they were down 22-14. Since then, a 7-2 spurt. Can they keep that offensive execution going? Ogadegbe. Top of the key. Pull up Jay. That one's off, and now an over-the-back call on Ryan Irizarry, who's just checked in. $1:12 to go in this second quarter. John Fancy here with you from Fort Lee. Back and forth first half between the Bridgman and Westwood Regional. Santulli can't hit. Offensive rebound tipped and in for Matt DeMarco, who's had a great first half. 8 points. Cardinals up 5. Ogadegbe down the lane, and it's an offensive foul on Bam Ogadegbe. Well, the Westwood defense has stepped up in a variety of ways in this first half. Bounce pass, pull up, in and out for DeMarco. 35 seconds to go for Fort Lee. Staying up ahead, had numbers, pull up, doesn't go. Back out to Ogadegbe, he fades. That's long, a third opportunity they'll get, and Irizarry traveled. Well, they got a couple of opportunities there, but with 22 seconds to go, Westwood has the basketball and a 5-point lead. The Cardinals are in the bonus, so if there's a foul, they'll go to the free throw line. 10 seconds now. Karsic, the freshman, off to DeMarco. In the corner, Santulli. 5 seconds. Back to DeMarco with 3. That got deflected. And that'll do it for the first half. Ogadegbe launching. 16 minutes down, 16 to go. We've got a good one here from Fort Lee. Westwood Regional. up 26-21. John Santuli's team getting led by Connor Roche, Matt DeMarco, and some great defense from Jack Santulli. For Fort Lee, it's been a solid effort by Devin Jang, just a freshman who's come in here and really added a spark to this program just in his first season. He's played good basketball. Bem Ogadegbe also doing some good things as well. So a 5-point game at the break. We'll be back in a little bit to talk about it as Westwood leads Fort Lee 26-21. Welcome back to Thursday night boys high school basketball. From Fort Lee, the Bridgemen welcoming in the Westwood Regional Cardinals. The Cardinals up 26-21 at the half. John Fanta here with you. Great to have you with us. And some of the takeaways from the opening half. Fort Lee jumped out to a nice start behind their freshman Devin Jang, who scored the game's first 5 points, but Westwood Regional answered with pretty good defense, some hot shooting from their senior, Matt DeMarco. The forward has a great elbow jumper. Jack Santulli making plays. But for the Bridgemen, this is a team that's young, and Isaiah Stang was able to create a little bit. Afi Gaykian just adds a presence at 6'3" and is able to get on the glass, make an extra play. He hustles. You combine that with Bem Ogadegbe. Ogadegbe had a good first half, and they're going to need more of that heading into this third quarter. So the Bridgemen looking for win number 1 on the season and trying to get that confidence-boosting victory. And they trail by 5 here entering the third quarter. For Fort Lee, they'll get the basketball first in the third and the fourth. Cardinals had it first with the coin toss system in place. An interesting game thus far. The key to this second half for Fort Lee, it's to avoid the turnovers. They just ended up getting into too many turnovers in the first half. When they got shots off, good things happened. And for Westwood, it's if they can continue to get open looks and get to the elbow, because when they got the ball in the elbow offensively, they had a lot of success. Westwood's defense pretty strong. Stang kicks out to Stang. Stang thought about it. Jackson was on him. Ogadegbe back out to Jang. Jang swishes it home. Devin Jang's got 9 points. The freshman has been a star. Jackson left wide open and capitalizes. Tyler Jackson, the senior. The lead is back to 6 for Westwood. Here's Ogadegbe taking on his man, double teamed. Finds the open man in the corner. That one flipped up and a foul is called. That'll send Nathan Garcia to the line. Talking with Adam Schrager, the head coach of this Fort Lee team, he said that Nathan Garcia is a guy that he looks to lead. To lead this team. Steer the ship the right way in a tough conference like the Big North. He expects Nathan, his senior, to make plays. Garcia goes 2 for 2 at the line. The lead is back to 4. Here's Rob Karsich. Freshman to a senior in Santulli. We've got a traveling call. A traveling violation on Constantinides. You know, you think about this Westwood team. Santulli's a senior. Tyler Jackson's a senior. Constantinides is a senior. So is Matt DeMarco. They start 4 seniors. Fort Lee has just 1 that they rely on. Ogadegbe short, and Westwood comes out with it. Jackson on the receiving end. Had his shot altered. Another rejection by Gaykian. Stang feeds it off. See it back out. Gaykian off to Garcia. Garcia the teardrop. Offensive rebound by Gaykian. And here's Ogadegbe. Garcia for 3. Another battle for it. Gakian wanted that call to go his way. And Westwood takes it back. So a 4-point game. In the corner, Santulli. Jackson with the offensive rebound, sticks it back. Cardinals up 31-25. Backdoor for Jang. Doesn't hit. Gakian with the offensive board only momentarily as Jackson comes away with it. They've gone with a zone look now, Fort Lee. Like a 3-2 zone here. A near turnover. We haven't seen Westwood turn the ball over much at all. Now the drive right through the zone. Rob Karsich, the freshman. Impressive stuff. Nang thought about it. Kicks to Ogadegbe. We got a blocking foul called on DeMarco. Zach Rahaman, the senior, comes back in for Constantinidis. Another substitution here. Coach Santulli's team. Tom Linares enters for Matt DeMarco. A couple upperclassmen off the bench. This team's experienced, this Westwood team. We have another foul on Westwood. So the Cardinals have committed 3 team fouls in the first 3 minutes and change of this third quarter. Bridgman with none. Ogadegbe. Jang. Here's Ogadegbe. Great pass with the left hand to Stang, who hits it. Isaiah Stang from distance. A great give from Bem Ogadegbe. And a timeout called by Adam Schrager. 30-second timeout. Well, that is the offensive execution that Coach Schrager was telling us about earlier this week. That dribble penetration and creating for open shots. And with such a young team, it's finding that initiator that can consistently be able to make things happen for others. That's a process, especially when you've had limited practice time. And you're meeting virtually due to a snowstorm on Monday, then playing a game Wednesday and coming back today. Some of that's just learned through game experience. And right there, that was a really pretty offensive possession. And I love the timeout off that made bucket for Fort Lee. Gets them to reset. A stop and a score cuts the lead to just one possession. Santulli, short. Tipped out, and it'll go back to the Bridgman. That's exactly why you call that timeout. Because now you get a bucket here and you got some confidence on your side. You were trailing by 5 at the break, a chance to get within 3, perhaps 2. Dribble handoff, Jang from deep. Battle for the board, Rahaman comes out with it above everybody. Here's Jackson with numbers, bounce pass, and the bucket goes. Tom Linares. John Santulli's team looks to run, and they do it well. Stang was stuck, Ogadegbe on a dime, way off. Quentin Graham checks back in for Fort Lee. Rob Karsich has made some good plays. He's at the point now for Westwood. Rahaman, backdoor. They've run this a bunch. Jackson's fouled. They've run a backdoor cut, and the cutters come off that baseline and step to the block, and it's been on the receiving end, and that's exactly why you run the set, to potentially get this opportunity. Tyler Jackson puts the lead back to 8. He hits them both. Cardinals up by 9. In the corner, Jang. Doubled. Stolen away. Tom Linares, but they give it right back. Sang off Ogadegbe. Ogadegbe called for a charge. And the Cardinals take it right back. And these are the types of things. 9-point game, Fort Lee gets a steal, but they're unable to capitalize. Three minutes to go in this third quarter. This is an important point in this game. If you're Fort Lee, you don't want this lead to balloon to double digits. Fakik. Rahman off to Santulli. Tight defense by Stang, who altered that shot and comes up with the stop. Great defense by Isaiah Stang, the sophomore. Mem Ogadegbe. Ogadegbe slices, and a blocking foul is called on Rahama. Fourth team foul on the Cardinals. It was rolled on the floor. A couple of substitutions now for Fort Lee. Xavier Martinez. Jang. Up to 11 points for Devin Jang. The freshman has really impressed, and the lead is 7. Great baseline out of bounds call, too, by Coach Schrager. Now a near steal. That shot blocked, sent away by Graham. Here's Karsic. With no shot clock, they don't have to hurry at all. And the three is good for Connor Roche. He's hit 3 of those tonight. And you think about it, it's a 10-point game. Connor Roche has made a big difference with his distance. Garcia with the bounce pass kick. It'll stay with the Bridgman. Matt DeMarco, Jack Santulli check back in for the Cardinals. They've got Constantinidis on the floor as well. Connor Roche. Edwin Fakik. Martinez. Flips it out to the corner. Garcia back to Martinez. Great two-man action. They got a high percentage shot. It just didn't go. Beautiful transition passing by Westwood for the bucket on the break. DeMarco's into double figures, and the Cardinals' lead is its largest of the evening at 12. Jang pulls and hits. Devin Jang has serious range. He has 14 points for Fort Lee, and he is just a freshman. Entered inside, and the answer is good for Santulli. You got to put somebody on Jang, or he's going to keep this rolling. He's in the corner now. Garcia looking for him. And that pass nearly picked off. 15 seconds to Garcia. 8 seconds. Garcia stuck in the corner. Drive. And we've got a blocking foul. Yes, blocking foul. Called on DeMarco. 3 seconds to go and a wave of substitutions now. Both coaches moving their starters in here in what is a critical spot to try to get within single digits with 3 seconds on the timer. Stang enters it. Jang. That's going to be it for the third quarter. They got an open look, and they got into the hot hand, but Devin Jang short on that one. 3 down, 1 to go. Westwood 44, Fort Lee 33 after 3. Fourth quarter underway between Fort Lee and Westwood. John Fancy here with you, and the Cardinals up 44-33. DeMarco has a great shooting touch. This time he's short, and it'll go back to Fort Lee. So for the Bridgemen, a critical spot to try to go on a run. It's got to start now. Ogadegbe. Off to Stang for 3. It's off. Battle for it, and Westwood comes out with it. They turn it over, though. Stang with the kick. Jang's been great. He's just short this time, and a foul is called on Ogadegbe. I would expect Fort Lee to apply some pressure here, and that's exactly what we're going to see with 7:15 on the clock. You're down 11. It's getting to be sweaty palms time in Jersey. Here's Jack Santulli. This Westwood team, they run their stuff really well. Tyler Jackson with the bounce. They've rarely given it away in the half court. Connor Roche. And a timeout's called. Timeout called by John Santulli. He's been the Westwood head coach since 2007. Talk it over with this team holding an 11-point lead. Out of the timeout, let's see what Westwood does. Oh, they found Jackson ahead of everybody on a fading pass. Tyler Jackson was like a wide receiver in the corner of the end zone. Great draw by John Santulli. Ogadegbe pulls it out. Asks for a screen from Jang. Instead just gives it off to Jang. Now Stang for 3. Isaiah Stang and Devin Jang have combined from deep. We get a timeout off the make from Adam Schrager. The lead back to 10. Well, every possession gets magnified here because you get it down to 10 and you try to reset your defense here and hope that maybe Westwood can make a mistake or two and you get it down to 5 by the 3-minute mark and give yourself a chance. That's really the goal that you look at in this type of predicament. So let's see what we have here out of this timeout. It allows Fort Lee to set up their press. On the floor for Fort Lee, Isaiah Stang, Devin Jang, Quinn Graham, Nathan Garcia, and Bem Ogadegbe. The inbounder here for Westwood, Jack Santulli, accompanied by Tyler Jackson. Anthony Constantinides with the basketball now. DeMarco and Connor Roche on the floor for Westwood. Cardinals at 5 team fouls, Bridgman at 3, so Bridgman have plenty to give. They can be aggressive. Santulli, the floater. It rattles home. Jack Santulli looking like a senior. Here's Garcia with the drive. Isaiah Stang coming off one made 3. This one just rims out. Tip back out to Stang. Ogadegbe. Dishes. Garcia for 3. Swishes it home. Nathan Garcia. The lead is down to 9. DeMarco looking, and a timeout's called by John Santulli. And he has that look on his face of, man, nothing easy. Well, there's nothing easy in the Big North Conference. That's how this conference is. You've got to earn it. You got to fight. And tonight's been no different between these two teams, Fort Lee and Westwood. John Fanta with you from the home of the Bridgmen. Fort Lee looking for that first win. It'll have to come in dramatic fashion. Bridgmen are back in action Saturday, 1 o'clock, right here on YouTube, at home against West Milford. Now a near steal, but a foul on Ogadegbe. Rich B and my colleague will have the call for that one Saturday afternoon. Well, Rob Karsich is going to be the inbounder here off that foul. 14 foul on Fort Lee, so they still have 2 to give. We've got a stoppage now. Zach Rahman coming back in for Westwood. On the floor right now for the Bridgmen. Isaiah Stang, Nathan Garcia, Devin Jang, Quinn Graham. Karsich the inbounder. Final 5 minutes from Jersey. And a foul is called on Nathan Garcia. That's the 15th foul on Fort Lee. So they just have 1 left to give before entering the penalty. This is where it gets challenging for the Fort Lee defense. You got to take some gambles with 5 to go. You're down by 9, no shot clock. DeMarco pressured. Karsich to Rahman. Jackson backdoor, flipped up and in by Jack Santulli, who's been tremendous tonight. And the lead is 11. Jang with the kick. Out to Garcia. Garcia back out, pull up. Swishes home for the Bridgemen. Big bucket for Fort Lee, they needed it. And the lead is down to 8. They're putting together quite an effort here. 4 minutes on the clock. Every possession gets magnified in these moments. Tyler Jackson off to Jack Santulli. Pull up three. DeMarco! Matt DeMarco with a huge three to answer and get Westwood back up by 11. Santulli, DeMarco looking like the seniors that they are. Long range three from Stang is short, and the rebound by Rob Karsich. Now a strip, but Karsich willed his way back to the basketball just when it looked like Fort Lee was going to get a bucket. That is a great, great job by Rob Karsich, the freshman, because if he doesn't make an effort, that's an easy 2 for Fort Lee. Backdoor for Jackson, off the glass. Tyler Jackson, the senior, and the experience of Westwood has shown in this fourth quarter. 3 minutes to go and a 13-point lead. Pull up from distance, hits home for Isaiah Stang. Back to a 10-point game with 2:50 on the clock. Off to make some pressure from Graham. That's the key pass because it allows Westwood to break it easily. Jackson, being the experienced player he is, doesn't have to rush it. Ball fake, flipped up, flipped in. Tom Linares. The lead is a dozen for Westwood. Isaiah Stang thought about it. Tyler Jackson with great communication defensively. Devin Jang. Offensive board, Jackson with the block, but he was fouled. Isaiah Stang fouled by Jackson, so 2 free throws for the sophomore. Credit to the Bridgemen for how hard they've played. Once Westwood started to pull away deeper into the second quarter, they just kept themselves at an arm's length distance and have found some key shots here in the fourth to separate. Staying 0 for 2 at the line here, and with a 12-point lead for the Cardinals, 2:15 to go, this is when it gets tough. And now reach-in foul's called. That's the last foul to give for the Bridgemen. It's on Nathan Garcia. So the next foul for either team will mean a 1-and-1. Fader pass, deflected. It will stay with the Cardinals. Bounce pass to the right block. Double team back out to Jackson, and Westwood doesn't need to rush at all. 12-point lead, 2 minutes to go. You can just pass the ball around the arc here if they'd like to. But this is going to be a bad turnover in this spot and a backcourt violation. .151 left for Fort Lee. If you're going to pull anything off here, Isaiah Stang, Graham with the offensive rebound and the putback. The lead is back to 10. Now a near reach, and there's the foul. It comes on Graham. So Jack Santulli will go on the free throw line. Clock stopped at 1:36. Santulli. Long on the front end, so Fort Lee has it down by 10. That's how you can get back into it. Garcia flips it out. Stang to Jang. Jang left wing. To the right corner, pull up three is long, and the rebound pulled down by DeMarco. Bounced ahead to Jackson, who flips it ahead to DeMarco on the break, and one for Matt DeMarco, who's had a big night for Westwood. And that's going to just about ice it. Matt DeMarco has made some big-time plays. Can't convert the three-point play, and Graham with the board. Stang and Jang have been great. Here's Jang again from the corner. Devin Jang has 17 points in this game. He's kept the Bridgman in it. Now Jang with the strip, gets it back. Jang for three. Had that one deflected. Stang puts it in. The lead down to 7 with 43 seconds left. We get a timeout called by John Santulli with 40.9 to go. Big credit to the Bridgemen. They don't quit, and that's a direct reflection on their head coach, Adam Schrager. This team does not quit. A 7-point game. Bridgman at 8 fouls, so another one will still keep the Cardinals to shooting a front end of a 1-and-1. One more foul to give in the bonus. An additional would put the Cardinals in the double bonus, which would be 2 free throws from here on out. And at this point, you're going to trap defensively, go for a steal. If you commit a foul, they get a front end. And for Westwood, they'd have to make that front end. If they don't, you've got a real opportunity here. There's still time. There's 40 seconds to go. Crazier things have happened. 40.9 left. What's been impressive about this fourth quarter is you're seeing why Westwood has the experience factor in this game. 4 out of their 5 starters are seniors, and they've performed like it in this fourth quarter. Santulli, the inbounder, to DeMarco. DeMarco is trapped, and he will go to the free throw line. Fouled by Nathan Garcia. So DeMarco will have a 1-and-1 with 38.6 seconds to go. Adam Schrager says if he makes it, it's still 3 possessions no matter what. He misses. Graham with the board. Here comes Isaiah Stang. The lead still 7. To Garcia. Garcia crossover out to Stang. Stang for 3. Short. DeMarco with the board. And we've got a foul. With 24 seconds left, the foul on Isaiah Stang. So that will be 2 free throws for Matt DeMarco with 24 ticks to go. Double bonus now for the Cardinals. That's the 10th team foul on the Bridgman. And this time, maybe there's something about having 2 free throws. DeMarco nailing the first. The senior's been tremendous. He's led the way offensively. He's off on the second, still an 8-point game. Nathan Garcia to Stang. Stang from way downtown That's short. And DeMarco comes out with it. Some trapping defense. Graham takes it back. Now a scramble for the ball. 5 seconds to go, and we've got a foul. Well, this isn't necessarily the way that you want to just close the game if you're Westwood and head coach John Santulli, but he's got something to work on with his team. Now he calls a timeout with 3 seconds to go in the game. Well, like we said, next game for Fort Lee, we'll have it for you right here on YouTube. We appreciate you watching. And the next game will be on Saturday, 1 o'clock, Fort Lee and West Milford. Part of a homestand here for Fort Lee. They're going to face Mahwah Tuesday at 7. Cliffside Park next Thursday, 5:30. All right here on the Fort Lee Bridgman Athletics YouTube page. We appreciate all of you watching tonight. John Fanta here with you. Special thanks to everybody making this possible. Our producer, Dimitri. Mike Raftery, the outstanding athletic director here at Fort Lee. 3 seconds to go for Stang. It's deflected and out of bounds called. And that will do it. So a valiant effort by the Bridgemen. But in this game, Westwood, the experience of the Cardinals shows as Westwood takes this one 60-52 over Fort Lee. The Bridgemen will be back in action on Saturday against West Milford. Again, we'll have it for you right here on the Fort Lee Bridgeman Athletics YouTube page, 1 Eastern Time tip. Some of the positives again for Fort Lee: Isaiah Stang, Devin Jang. Jang was fantastic. 17 points for the true freshman. I thought he did a little bit of everything right, and there's a lot to be encouraged by if you're head coach Adam Schrager. Bem Ogadegbe made some plays early. Rafi Yankian, the junior, coming up with some key rebounds. Quentin Graham with some good defense as this game went along. But on this night, Westwood takes it 60-52 over Fort Lee. For our great crew here at Fort Lee, everybody behind the scenes making this possible, I'm John Fanta saying good night from New Jersey. The final again, Westwood 60, Fort Lee 52. We'll see you Saturday, 1 o'clock for Fort Lee and West Milford. So long, everybody.